Hey everyone, you'll have to forgive me if I'm seem a little bit sloppy today. It's been actually a while since I've seen you, I think, for an episode. Um, I know I uploaded one only about 4 or 5 days ago, but I actually recorded it before then. Since then, I've had Christmas and New Year, so happy 2024, everyone. I hope everyone who celebrates Christmas or whatever, had a great one or had a really good holiday time and had some really nice time with family and friends. But yeah, you join us today for the second leg actually of our second qualifying round against Sparta Prague. We've already played the first one. The first tie that was against Apollon Limassol, and we came through that one okay. We won both ties, admittedly coming down from a goal behind. Yeah, today we're playing Sparta Prague away. We lost the first leg 1-0 at home. We conceded an early goal. Thankfully managed to not concede any more. But yeah, we've got a bit of work to do to try and get anything out of this tie. League, going well. We're top, as with last season. Around the Champions League, we slipped up a little bit. We dropped a few points, lost a couple of games, and that has allowed Pram to catch up to us. So we're just a point clear at the moment. But fingers crossed, we're still going all right. Yeah, hi everyone, welcome back to the series here, Forging Nation in Iceland. If you're new, welcome. If you're returning, welcome back. You want to do us one massive favour before we get into the nitty gritty? Drop a like down below. If you are new and you're liking what you're seeing, why not subscribe so you can carry on watching the series? And yeah, I always say it, but leave a comment down below. Let me know how you're getting on with your saves. And yeah, if you want to join the chat, join Jake Cooper's Discord server. The link is down below. So I believe it was this 1-0 loss to Breidablik where I last saw you, the late AKUREYRI winner. I don't think I've seen you since then, have I? Yeah, as I said, we beat Limassol. We were losing up until the 86th minute in the first tie, and then we scored 3 goals right at the end. These two Commercio goals were near post headers. Alan Suarez came off the bench, scored one, set one up. Absolutely brilliant. And then we beat Limassol 2-1 at home with a 95th minute winner from Valdemarson after a lovely goal from Bragason to level the tie. As I said, we did slip up during that time. We lost to them, we lost to Vikinga, and then we just lost to Sparta Prague, but we got back to winning ways with a win against Hafnarfjordur. We've gotten the semi-final of the cup, and Sharon was the absolute star of this game with an assist. That was, as you'll see, absolutely sublime. A lovely little Rabona in for Tomashian to score his first goal for the club. And then for Sharon also did put us in the lead with a really nicely well-placed finish. The pride and joy so far this season has been this 8-1 demolition of our rivals. That's purely for AKUREYRI. With weirdly enough, no hat tricks for anyone. We had 3 players scoring 2 goals apiece. But yeah, no hat trick at 8-1. I think that's the biggest scoreline that we've had so far in this save. Now, just mentioning Karan Tomashian, then you might notice that seemed a bit of an unfamiliar name. We brought him in on a free, an Armenian player. Basically, just looked really, really good. Technically, he's young. He has the advantage of counting as an EU player, which Saeed does not. He also can play as a number 10 if needed, as a shadow striker. So yeah, we brought him in for free, 650k per week. Good loan farm player if needed. As I said, though, he did get his first goal for the club in that league game against Hafnarfjordur. We've also brought in a new keeper, and we'll touch on a couple of things with this in a minute. This sort of leads us into the loan farm. Marko Vibovic came in from Dakovo, Croatia. I don't know how they pronounce it over there. Probably Croatia, isn't it, really? Yeah, looks really, really good. Potential to be a decent sweeper keeper. He's comfortable on both feet. The 18 reflexes really stood out for me in the good decisions. So hopeful. Yeah, I mean, he's very highly rated for our squad. He's rated better than for Valson. So yeah, we'll see what happens with this guy. And I can't remember if we touched on this guy last time, but Petter Theodor Melchted managed to get him in on a free from Starn, and he was a non-contract player there, so he was just sort of on a pay-as-you-play deal. And we brought him in just because he had sort of decent finishing, decent flair. He was young, he's Icelandic, so he's another one who is very much for the loan farm. So meanwhile, as for the loan from Stjarnan are really going for it. Basically, when we signed Bobovic, it meant that we then loaned out Hugo Barbet, and he went to Stjarnan and he's played like 3 games there so far. He's joined Roberto and Kerrison. So we'll probably try and extend them for them. Basically, all the players we've loaned out now, thankfully, are in Iceland as well, which is really nice. Arnie Carl Gunnarsson has gone out on loan to Hafnarfjordur. Khalid Saeed has gone out on loan to Reykjavik. He was basically really, Reykjavik. He was declining. So some of you, if you were eagle-eyed, may remember these were 12s, and they've dropped. Basically, he's not really been playing that well for us. As you can see, his sort of returns to 4 goals in 22 games. 22 appearances, just in the league that will be. But then at Lake Near, he's already got 2 goals and 3 appearances already. So I'm hopeful this will help him sort of reignite his career and reignite his development. And then, it might just be that we just keep renewing his loan at Lake Near for the time being. Or who knows, they might choose to buy him. Ricciardson, remember we signed him at the start of the season. He's starting to do quite nicely. At Hertha, they are, I think, a Division 5 team. Oh, Division 2 team, sorry. I think it's Spierneer who are a Division 5 team. So he's doing all right out on there. So he's developing nicely. Unfortunately, because we can't load Division 2, the lowest that we have for Iceland is Division 1 where we started. We can't actually see how these are doing, but hopefully they get promoted and we can just keep him at that team and at that level. And we did win the Super Cup, the Community Shield. I think it was a 1-0 win, I think. I can't even remember who it was against now. I think it might have been against Hafnarfjordur. Let me see. Yeah, Hafnarfjordur, 1-0 win. So that was another trophy we added to our cabinet. We are playing, as I said, we're playing Sparta Prague, and if we can get past them, we'll be playing either Sheriff or Rapid Bucharesti in the next round. And as I said, we are a point clear at the top of the table over Fram with 4 games left of the league proper to go. If we lose this tie, we will go. I'm not sure what stage we'll drop down to. It's the second round we're in currently, and let's see what the rules are for this. So if we lose this, we go to the Champions' 3rd qualifying round. And it doesn't actually say what happens to the loser. It doesn't actually say. So I think it might be a win or nothing, maybe. Now, one thing I forgot to mention, we did end up selling Miguel Angel Fernandez. He was another one, like Saeed, his development was dipping. He was moaning about game time again. Basically, we've had no end of issues with him moaning about his game time. Yet when we were playing him, his ratings were like 6.4, 6.5, and he wasn't really contributing a huge amount. So basically, it was a case of, you know what, I'm just going to sell you. We signed him for free. We got 52,000 for him. I'm happy with that. It might sound kind of stupid, but it's kind of probably important to mention as well that when we actually played Sparta last time, we didn't actually really have a full-strength team because everybody was so tired from all the league games. These run of games just seem to hit us really, really heavy, which is why the league form slips. We ended up having to play Heshdal Kristofferson. Now, Hjorlofsson is in desperate need of a rest, but his condition is actually pretty good. But yeah, we ended up playing Kristofferson. I think we didn't even have Basharen. I think we were playing Ravine. Yeah, basically it just wasn't a full strength team. Yeah, I think we were playing Siggy Jonsson at left back and Magnus as left sided centre half and Ragnarsson at left back. Everyone was knackered, so we're actually in a slightly better position for today's game. I mean, I would emphasise slightly because Sharon isn't fully match fit. He really ideally would have a rest, I guess, for this. And Gomez, who would play instead, also is of a similar level of condition. So yeah, it's going to be tough. They're going to be a hard team to break down. It's kind of something we really struggled with in the last game. Kushta basically scored the goal last time, and it was literally a crossing from the left-hand side. It looked like Siggy Jonsson had it. Oh no, he played at left back actually in the end. He did, I do remember now. Because basically it literally, you'd think he had it. It then like sort of bounced off his back and landed for Kushta, who like smashed it in from like 8 yards. And it was like, well, that's brilliant. That's really shocking defending. You know, you'd think ordinarily they'd just boot it clear, but he didn't. So he's got a chance to redeem himself today because Ragnarsson is not fit enough. Again, just game time. I really cannot wait for us to go pro. We really need that because we need the Great save. He was offside, I think, in the end. We need the better staff. We need the ability to train regularly. So everybody can sort of rest and, you know, but also build up their stamina and, you know, have a better sort of training regime. So yeah, we're in desperate need of that. The club, as I said last time, wouldn't let us. I kind of want to do a little bit of an experiment to see if, when it comes to election time, we can kind of influence that by, you know, dropping in a few requests nearer the time. If they get rejected, when we get asked about them in the press conference, we'll kind of say like, oh, well, it seems like the chairman doesn't want the best interests of the club, to see if a more forward-thinking chairman will potentially get elected. Great save from Valson. Oh, good hands, good hands. It's not ideal, that, really, Carson losing the ball like that. Yes, well done, Isaacson. Don't mess this up now. Come on, Billy. Plays it to Magnussen. Oh, lovely skill, lovely pace. It still comes to Suarez, though. His touch lets him down. Carson, Einarsson, poor. Now, they did something similar in the last game, like a header when it really wasn't the best option. Early set piece. 10 minutes on the clock. Yes, and it's 1-1. I didn't want to jinx us by saying, like, this could be an opportunity here, because usually when you say something like that, it never happens. First shot on goal for the first goal. Perfect record, 1 shot, 1 on target, 1 goal. And the tie is level. And it's Camacho and Suarez coming in clutch again, as they did against Limassol. Well, that was reckless, just giving them the ball back. And this is going to be 2-1. A catalogue of errors there. An absolute catalogue of errors. First off, we've got the throw in, and then Fate just absolutely sending Janssen for a hot dog. Siggy Johnson missing that. The keeper looked like he could have really saved that, to be honest with you. That's really, really frustrating. Just basically just to gift them an equaliser. Oh, come on! Yeah, that was deflected as well. This is just ridiculous, man. Like, what's that? What's that slide tackle that allows him just to get it? And it does take a little deflection, little flick. Fisheren's absolutely knackered. He's having a shocker, Carson. He's having an absolute shocker. That free kick, man. What was that? Who was that even to? Good tackle. Oh, come on. That was very, very lucky. Very lucky. These are definitely, these are a very strong team. But not happy with how easy we've made it for them in this half. Visheren is going to have to come off annoyingly. That was just awful, man. Just awful. That was incredibly lucky, because that was terrible from Hjorlofsson. Big second half needed. Big second half needed. So Visharen's going to come off. Maybe Janison as well. Bring in Chivakovic. Basically, the reason we didn't start Chivakovic was because he wasn't fully fit. Ugh. Yeah, so Gomes on for Visharen and Chivakovic in for Janison. And it's seen Einarsson take up the sort of ball-winning role. 2 goals needed just to level the tie. That was ridiculously lucky. Gomes. See, this is nice passing, and then Suarez just ruins it by being a statue. I can only assume Karabekh is left-footed because that was perfect for a right-footed shot across goal, and it ties over 3-1. Come on, Magnussen. Let's get a bit of pride going here, lads. Decent. Einarsson's going to have to come off. Isaksson's not having a good game. Do those changes. Leifer can come on for Magnussen. You just want him to shoot less because his finishing was awful. Christiansen on for Isaksson. Ragasson on for Einarsson. See, roll the dice and see. Then Valsen. Okay. It looked like a terrible kick, but it found Gomes in plenty of space, and then he went and messed it up. Well then, Daniel. Come on, Billy. Nice. Nice bit of passing and moving. Good ball. Everybody needs to get in the box now. I've asked you to shoot less often because your finishing is terrible even on your right foot, so why would you then shoot on your left? It's okay. And breathe. And breathe. Nice. Come on, Gunnar. Come on. Nice. Oh, saved. Like, that's more like the football that we can play. He's onside. And then we've gone all the way back. Come on. Lovely spell of possession, to be fair. We've got to do something with it. Oh. That corner. Right, keep that in. Okay. So let's see who we've got in the Europa League, and then if we win that, we'll get to the playoff, and then maybe it's if we lose the playoff, then we drop down to the conference. Oh, it'd be a shame if our European journey ends quite sort of early. Obviously, last year we got to the Europa League phase, so you know I kind of really need that to happen again for the coefficient points. Great tackle, Sarge. Bragson, Gomes. Javakovic, come on. Ravine, Javakovic, but oh, nearly. Disappointing. So we will actually be playing one of our potential, who we were potentially going to be playing in the Champions League in Sheriff Tiraspol. They will have just played Rapid Bucharesti and did actually win the first leg and then got smashed in the second. So, don't get me wrong, they're a much bigger club than we are. It's going to be hard, that. It's going to be really tough. And then, yeah, what happens with this then? I guess if we... Oh, so if we... What? That's the playoff specific rules. This one, it doesn't say. It really doesn't say what happens if we lose. So I assume if we lose, that's it, we're out. We don't drop down to the Conference League. I can only assume that we don't drop down to that. So that'll be a shame. If we lose to Sheriff, then we're gone, basically. We basically just got to try and get past them. And then hope that... Well, if we get past them, then it doesn't matter. Because then if we lose, we'll go to the Conference League. And if we win in the playoffs, then obviously we go back to the Europa League. But what this run has meant is that generally our finances now, sort of over the last 12 months with Europe, are generally a lot better than they have been. As you can see, we're currently sat in the positive after this long period of debt. As I said, we are slightly overspending on the wages, but that is going to adjust basically with some players leaving in the summer, well, at the end of the season. So yeah. I think what we do is we bring it back for the Sheriff game, don't we? I think that's the logical step. So yeah, I hope you have enjoyed the episode, everyone. Hopefully now next time we'll be a bit more on it. I'll have caught up a little bit more with where we're at, because like I said, it's been a while since I've sort of played this properly, because I've been sort of in and out with holidays and stuff like that. So take care, everyone. I will see you all very, very soon. Bye for now.